to life. The narrow area by the back door, the lower part of the not rectangle, is paved. Beyond the extension, where the garden opens out to its full width, the flooring is old red brick in a herringbone pattern, like primitive parquet. There is a 1.5-metre deep border around this wider part, the 3 sections of which are known imaginatively as, on the left, the main bed, the bed at the end, and that other bit. Yes, I am a novelist, and words are my craft. So, 11 to 8 metres long, 8 to less than 4 metres wide, mostly paved, that's it. There is no grass. There is also no bench, pond, greenhouse, nursery bed, log pile, sundial, decking, terracing, pleaching, topiary, water butt, gate, wildflower meadow, nuttery, parterre, arbour, beehives, stream, rockery, gravel, climbing frame, hedgerow or hammock. No step or slope, no winding path. I own no potting shed or nesting box or wheelbarrow, no rake or strimmer, no polytunnel. Nothing like a fruit cage or even a cloche. So how can I presume to write a book about my garden? Usually, when writers talk about making a garden, they are describing the transformation of a wasteland. All my favourites began with sand or grass or naked soil. And however cramped Joy Larkham, Eleanor Perigny, Mirabelle Ostler, or Beth Chatto considered their terrain to be, their renovations always required stone to be removed and other stone brought in, barrow, if not lorry loads of manure, native hedging bought by the gross and bulbs by the hundred, and trench digging, weed killing, stump grinding, path laying. Once, everything was flat and windswept, and now, look, a paradise. Like meals, gardens produce great writing. Open Gertrude Jekyll or Elizabeth von Arnim, and your mind will fill with fantasies of moist shade and lily ponds, aconites and bear's breeches, mixed borders, modest but important collections of epimediums. For practical advice and rampant fantasy, they are our allies. Whether we own a window box or an estate, each of us, when rootling about in the soil, experiences the same disappointments and unexpected pleasures, the secret laziness, the guilt, the balm to the soul. Yet I rarely read them, these great garden writers. It's not them, it's me. The moment they refer to the lower orchard, to stone benches or barns or fields or rills or, curses, manure heaps, my empathy dies. It isn't a world I recognise. It's the same with food. Banquets are fine, in their place, but wouldn't you prefer to read about midnight sandwiches and ingenious stews from kitchen cupboards, picnics on riverbanks, dinners provided by tiny alpine restaurants during snowstorms? I don't want Christopher Lloyd's suggestion of tulips planted in lots of 12, 25 or 50 as a backdrop to one's swathes of homebred wallflowers. I want to see, just once in actual print, somebody admit to their lack of space for even one more seedling. To confess that, when at last they find a square centimetre of soil, it is invariably on top of a nameless allium bulb they planted the previous autumn, much too shallowly, with insufficient grit, and rather close to a horrible mauve geranium they bought from the garden centre sale shelf because they felt sorry for it. Recently, books have been published for the modern urban gardener, whose acres are few. They lie. When writers and broadcasters refer familiarly to the constraints of small gardens, the fences, their narrowness, the cool, dry shade, they are not to be trusted. Turn to the photographs and you know you have been tricked. These people have space for verandas and high gates, and fountains and statues and circular beds. Blackcurrant gluts, box edging, damn them, that doesn't count. If, however, you are truly desperate, with only a roof terrace or a balcony, yet foolishly determined to grow something to eat, there are a few books for you. They will promise miraculous yields from upside-down tomato plants, a year's worth of salads harvested from a compost-filled half-drain pipe. These, too, are false. They flagrantly ignore the fact that fruit and vegetable growing is extraordinarily labour-intensive, requiring so much more crooning attention than lawns or salads.